Bitcoin is about to make a massive move, and if we will crash by 10%, we will liquidate $9 billion worth of long positions. But if we will pump by 10%, we will liquidate $13 billion worth of short positions. But these are just numbers. Who's gonna win the war, bulls or bears? Let's unlock the trading insights.
My crypto paradise.
Hello ladies and gentlemen of the Paradise Club, this is Simon from My Crypto Paradise. Welcome back, it's great to have you here. New week ahead of us, and today we will be looking exclusively at Bitcoin. In the previous video, I've shared with you that with the highest probability we will start crashing. As you know, Bitcoin at that time was around $109,000. As you can see, that's happening and we have crashed for a while. And in the latest video that I have shared with you that we might have some kind of upside momentum towards this resistance, and then we will get rejected. And if we zoom in inside of the price action, you can see that's exactly what is happening right now as well. So we have basically predicted the pump and also the dump, but the question is right now, what's gonna happen next? Is this just a pump and dump and we will continue to go to the upside, or the bears are actually strong and can defend this ascending trend line, turn it into resistance, and then we will crash towards $93,000 or even lower? What's gonna happen next? For that, we need to analyze what's going on behind the scenes, and we will start with looking at the sell wall that I have shared with you in the previous video. As you can see right here, there was at around $108,000 a huge sell wall worth around $44 million, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see on the movement to the upside, all right, on the retest of the resistance line, you can see that we have actually got filled that $44 million worth of short liquidity. Then we started to dump, ladies and gentlemen, and another sell wall was created right here, filled as well, and then we continued to go to the downside. As you can see on the upside, the sell walls were not removed, but what the whales and institutions sometimes doing just to fake and hold the price action for a little bit, they put somewhere a buy wall, all right? So this was worth around 50 millions, ladies and gentlemen. They placed there the buy wall, but immediately once the price is getting near these buy walls, they removed it. As you can see, nothing was filled and we have went through it. Why they do it? They do it basically to catch retail, right? So on the lower time frames there was some price action a little bit hovering because nobody wants to go and fight with this buy wall, and then once retail executes some over leveraged long positions, what you can see on the volume bubbles right here, they push the price down, liquidate the retail, and basically that's what helps to push the price lower, because when you have over leveraged long positions, once you hit their liquidation level, it automatically opens a short position. So very easy for the big Bitcoin whales to profit afterwards, right? So this is right now what's going on right here with the fear and greed index. As you know, we have that special indications that we are doing by analyzing social media with AI. We have it on our website for free for you, so you can monitor that with me on mycryptoparadise.com. I told you in the previous video, we have been right here at around June 15. We have been around 40, 45, something like that, 45 neutral level. I told you I want to see a double top at 80 of the greed, right? Once we will be right here, I'm looking to sell, and it basically perfectly synergized with the sell wall and with the resistance level, and then we went easily down. Right now you might ask, how is that possible? What's even analyzing the fear and greed index is good for? Well, if we will place our attention what's going on behind the scenes, you understand that when there is loads of greed at some important resistance or even a support level, right, there is going loads of liquidity on through retail, right? So when we are at resistance, retail is greedy, they think we are gonna make a new all-time high, what the crypto Twitter influencers telling them, right? They go very hard at resistance and open long positions, right? And because the Bitcoin will seize that, right? And they will start, once there is loads of liquidity below, they will start to push the price down. And as I already told you, once the long is liquidated, automatically a short position is opened, and that basically what helps the price action to move down. Right now we are at around 40 level. I'm looking for some bottom at around 20. All right, so you can monitor that with me. Again, as I told you on Saturday, monitor that with me. Once we will be at 80, I'm looking for a short. If we will hit 20 and we will revisit the important support zone that I will be talking about right now, I will definitely be looking at taking some short profits, not probably longs because of understanding macro picture right now, but probably taking some profits will be a smart idea. However, we need to be careful because the social index is still extremely positive, all right? And if we take a look at the order book suit and also what's going on with the CVD plus, so what's also was a very great confirmation on the spot exchange, we have been also filling some sell limit orders, big ones. On the order book suit was a beautiful visible the distribution that's going on, and the retail was really buying. Yeah, the CVD plus share showing you the market buy versus market sell orders. As you can see, it exceeded the sells, and basically that's why you have the green here. And when you combine it with the order book suit, you can see who helped the sell limit fills, right? The market buying at the top, all right? So basically right now we are starting to try and break below these lows, all right? Loads of stop losses will be below right here. So if we will start pushing through this, it will again work as an fuel to move even lower. However, right now we are seeing some kind of a selling pressure, some panic selling, and we are starting to see a little bit of accumulation. However, is it going to be enough after this big distribution? Well, we need to analyze. Definitely I'm monitoring that. Right now the hands are again exchanging, panic selling, and somebody is starting to accumulating, right? But usually it takes a while, and once we start consolidating, and I will keep seeing with the ParadiseTeam an ongoing accumulation and transfer of hands because somebody else is helping them fill their buy limit orders, I will see that institutions are getting ready for some upside movement, and we will be definitely with the ParadiseTeam VIPs adjusting our trading strategies based on this new information. Ladies and gentlemen, let's right now put our focus to some technical analysis. I want to share with you what's going on ultra high time frame. So we have closed a weekly candle, as you can see, a little bit as a shooting star. This is not really a textbook shooting star candle, but above us there is a huge wick, right? And below us there is much smaller wick. What does it mean? Also, when you have a very small body, it means that basically there was some push to the upside, right? As you can see right here, there was a push to the upside in the early of the week, but the bears were just stronger and they've been able to push the price aggressively down. But that's what creates this big wick. Yeah, so a little bit of shooting star, as you know from our website microtoparadise.com. If you are educating yourself in our MCP free university, these shooting stars, when you see them at the top of some uptrend, increasing the probabilities that there might be a price reversal to the downside. Okay, so as you know, I'm being very careful right here at these levels on Bitcoin. If you are in our free Telegram channels, you know exactly what I'm seeing right here with the ParadiseTeam and what we are expecting. One more thing, I will not be going through this. You can read about this chart on our free Telegram channel. Link is in the description. However, what is right now new is the bearish divergence that I'm seeing on the weekly time frame as well. As you can see, the MACD histogram is creating lower high. However, the price action created a higher high right here. So, and right now we are already starting the momentum decline, which is actually starting to confirm the bearish divergence. As you can see on our website, this is one of the strongest ones when the price is creating higher high, but the indicator is making lower high. This is one of the strongest bearish divergence. Okay, so we are careful right here. On the stochastic RSI, we are having a bearish cross as well. So we are careful. Once we start reclaiming back this 1.61 Fibonacci retracement level at around $102,000, and that means break, retest, this turns into a resistance, I will be expecting that we will start dumping down and we will be beginning our impulse towards $44,000. Let's right now have a look at what's going on daily time frame, ladies and gentlemen. As you know from the previous videos, I have been sharing with you this fractal, right, 1 and 2, and right now I told you that we will create something similar, 1 and 2, right? Together with that, you know that for the first time since April, on the downside we have actually created an actionary wave, that being an impulse, and with the highest probability it's also our first motive mode wave of our higher degree impulse that will take us towards $93,000, but maybe even lower if this is going to be successful. For the paradisers that are new here, I will just remind you how the impulse is being formed like. So basically you have 5 waves, right? And the first, third and fifth waves are motive mode waves. That way, if you see that the motive mode wave subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves, you can determine the main trend. And as you know, for the first time since April, we have created 5 waves to the downside. That means that with the highest probability, we are changing the trend from bullish to bearish right now, and we will start going lower. We have actually confirmed that in the previous videos by creating to the upside a corrective mode waves, because you know that to the upside, the secondary and fourth waves, they are corrective mode waves, and if they are being formed out of some corrective mode wave patterns, you can actually confirm that we are really inside of a new larger degree trend, right? And then you can understand with the higher probability what is going to be the next trend direction. So right now I do believe that we have finished the first wave, which is basically this one. We have already finished the secondary wave as well, which was created by the ABC zigzag, and right now I do believe that we are on the path if everything is going to play out, and I will be telling you about the confirmations. We are on the path towards $93,000 to $88,000. That's also possible. I will be talking about that. And as you know, the motive mode waves are subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves. That means also this third wave will subdivide itself into 5 smaller waves, right? And this way, if we can understand, all right, this was a motive mode wave, this was a corrective mode wave, we can understand if we are having the calculations of the price action development correct or incorrect, right? So as you know, we have been analyzing the first wave on the lower time frames. I will be talking about that, and we have understood, yes, this is also motive mode wave. Then we have created a secondary wave that was basically the push to the upside. I will be talking about that, and we have also created a corrective mode wave. I will be talking about that in just a minute. So right now it really seems like we are creating inside of the third wave first, secondary, and right now we might be starting a third wave, all right? But there will need to be some confirmations for us to really, with the highest probability, say that yes, this is beginning of the third wave and we will go much lower below this previous low. If we take a look on the high time frame chart, on the daily chart, on RSI, what we can see, what actually favoring the bearish scenario more, we are having a nice reclaim, bearish break, retest, and right now we might continue to go down. Together with that, we don't have any bullish divergence just yet. Here is a higher low, together right here also higher low. So this break is healthy, and with the highest probability we will continue. Of course, we need to get some more confirmations from MACD and also stochastic RSI. We can see we are having right now bearish cross, but this is not enough. With the highest probability right now, it seems like the price action development will continue to the downside towards our key high time frame support zone, but there are right now some supports that are holding us from the lower time frame perspective, and we will be looking into that. Right now, however, on the daily time frame, what I'm waiting for is closure of this daily candle below the moving average orange trend line. That will increase the probabilities. So if we will basically close this daily candle today, which is closing in 8 hours 32 minutes, we will have a higher probabilities that we will start moving to the downside. But we cannot forget this VPVR right here. Here was loads of buying pressure before, so there will be some defending of the zone going on as well. So if we will once again be able to cross below it, have a nice reclaim, it will again increase the probabilities. So it's all about monitoring the market 24/7. That's what we are doing with the Paradise team for our Paradise Family VIP members, and based on that, keep on adjusting your trading strategies. Right now, if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, you remember previously successfully we have been able to analyze this inverted head and shoulders pattern. Here was the left shoulder, right shoulder, here was the head, and that also helped us to understand, because we have then understood the depth of the head, where is going to be the target of the breakout. And as you can see perfectly, it retested not only the breakout target but also our Fibonacci retracement level right here. After that we have started to move to the downside, and then in the previous video I have told you there is a bullish divergence going on, ladies and gentlemen. We might have some uptick to the upside. As you can see, it worked absolutely perfectly, and right now we don't have any bearish divergence just yet on the MACD histogram, as you can see, but the momentum is already, the bullish momentum is already decreasing, and if we will keep going we will be able to break through this descending trend line and we will continue to go lower. So we are really watching out if we will not start to create some bullish divergence. So I don't want to see a bullish divergence right here. That means the price action needs to keep going on. If we will start seeing some bullish divergence forming on the MACD histogram on 4-hour time frame, we will start taking some profits, ladies and gentlemen. However, if that's not gonna be the case and we will be able to break below this descending trend line that previously was the neckline of our inverted head and shoulders pattern, the next basically wave structure that I'm looking at is going to look something like this. Third wave will finish right here at our $93,000. Then we will have a retest corrective mode wave of the structure right here, and then we will have the fifth wave that will take us to around $88,000. Why $88,000? Because if I zoom out a little bit and I take a look at the ABC corrective mode wave, all right, so as you can see, this was the ABC corrective mode wave that we have been confirming. That's also one of the reasons why we have understood we are in a bear trend. So if we take a look and analyze this wave right here, and we will take a look at the Fibonacci retracement levels, we can see that the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement levels is ending exactly at $88,000. all right, so this is going to be a huge demand zone. That's why I think the fifth wave of the impulse will finish right here, and the third wave might stop at around $93,000. You know about the level $93,000, why it's important from the previous video. If we take a look at the low time frame chart, ladies and gentlemen, at the 1-hour time frame chart, let's have a look what happened right here. How is it possible that I know with some kind of higher probabilities that we are starting a new bear trend and we are not in a bull trend? Well, because as I already told you, I can analyze the price action development and I understand what's actionary, what's reactionary, and this was a reactionary wave to the main trend. Why? Because it created a corrective mode pattern, all right, ABC, and it's basically a zigzag. I've told you with the highest probability it's going to be a zigzag, and if we take a look at the zigzag formation, it basically subdivides itself into 3 waves, right? And the A and C is a motive mode wave, the B wave is a corrective mode wave. So because we have understood that the count is correct, we also knew that once we finish the C wave there will be the correction. Okay, so we have been monitoring that, and let's confirm that right now. So the B wave can be a corrective mode wave and can take up a form of descending double 3, zigzag, also triangle, whatever, right? There are like 9 corrective mode waves. It's also on our website, and we have understood that we are creating a descending double 3. So if we take a look, this A wave is very complex. It was an impulse, right? Then the B wave subdivided itself into double 3, and each of the subwaves of the double 3 subdivides itself also into a corrective mode waves. That's another confirmation. So this was a simple zigzag, this was also a zigzag, and this was the Y was also a zigzag. So here we have A, B, and then we finished final C wave, and we knew exactly when it's gonna finish because we have been taking a look at the lower time frame and we have been able to calculate the sub waves. So if you take a look at the sub waves of the C wave, as you know, it's a motive mode wave, right? Motive mode wave subdivides itself into 5 smaller waves. So if you calculate with me the price action development, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we had an extended 5th wave that finished exactly perfectly at our 1.625 Fibonacci retracement level. Well, and then we started the correction. Right now, we need to be careful, okay? Because if we take a look, I zoom out a little bit back on the 1 hour time frame. And if we take a look at our RSI indicator right here, if we will not keep on pushing, we might have a bullish divergence, all right? So let's have a look what's going on right here. We are having a slightly similar lows right here, but the RSI indicator is having a much bigger slope of the lower low. As you can see right here, it's very slight. The slope is very small. However, on the RSI, it's the slope is much more in a declining spectrum, all right? So we need to be very careful. The Bitcoin bears needs to keep on pushing, all right? Right now, we can see that we are creating first wave, secondary wave. This is probably a third wave. I want the third wave to keep a little bit pushing. Then we will have a fourth wave and then fifth wave. This is on a lower time frame, but if we will complete the 5 moves to the downside, it will once again confirm the trend. As you can see, 5 waves to the downside on the lower time frame was right here as well. That's what basically was our confirmation. Then corrective mode wave to the upside. Again, I'm telling you, with the highest probability, the major trend is right now to the downside, not to the upside anymore, okay? But we need to be very careful. We are monitoring the markets 24/7. Once we start seeing something bullish, we will start taking profits. But one final thing, ladies and gentlemen, this head and shoulders pattern. Look at this head and shoulders pattern, beautiful head and shoulders pattern. As you can see right here is a left shoulder, right here is a head, right here we have a right shoulder. This is the neckline. I've already told you about the neckline in the previous videos. If we right now have this break and reclaim successful, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at our website where is going to be the target and of the head and shoulders pattern breakout. So if we will break through the neckline, we basically calculate the depth of the head and put it to the breakout point, okay? So let's do exactly that. Let's take our measurement tool. Let's calculate the depth of the head. If we place it to the breakout point, possible breakout point, that might be right here. As you can see, it's at around $96,000, all right? $96,000. So we will be looking at that. We need to be very careful right now. And once we hit that demand zone, the target, once again, we will be monitoring what's going on behind the scenes, what the whales are doing. And based on that, inside of ParadiseTeam VIP, we will be doing some trading decisions. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, if the reclaim will be successful, I do believe that the next target will be around 95, then 93, and possible $88,000. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, what's important to understand, basically the strongest resistance is sitting around $109,000. If we will be able to reclaim it, I will be looking at new all-time high and some long positions. And as I already told you, if we will not be able to reclaim it, I'm still focusing on short trading strategies together with the Paradise team inside of the ParadiseTeam VIPs. We are profiting from adjusting our trading strategies based on the market cycle since 2016. So we are just watching the main trend, then we are adjusting our trading strategies based on that. I will keep you updated. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this video. You don't need to, but you can smash the like button, and I will see you again on Thursday. Cheers.